Hey guys, Bill coming back at you again with another video. Today we're going to be checking out the new AirCube grow system setup for the next grow, as well as announcing an AirCube ebb and flow grow system giveaway. Stay till the end to hear how you can enter that. All right, guys, let's check out this new setup. Okay, here we have in the Mars Hydro 5x5 tent. This will be the second time running in this tent. We ran it with the Georgia Pies last time. They turned out fantastic. We also used the Mars Hydro FC6500 Smart Light with that grow. And like I said, the plants loved it. We got a really good harvest off those 4 plants, which I will get you a total harvest weight here probably next week. All right, let's check out what we're doing for the next grow. So we have the AirCube ebb and flow grow system. We've done one run with this. I absolutely fell in love with it. Decided to use it again, but a little bit differently. Anybody that followed that grow knows we only had 4 of the AirCubes set up. And the reason for that was it was my first time growing with it. I wanted to check it out, kind of slowly put it through its paces and see how it worked. And like I said, I absolutely fell in love with it. Decided I want to run this again, but I want to do it a little bit differently. Now, a quick rundown of what the AirCube system is. The basic AirCube system comes with 6 pots. It also comes with some tubing. As you can see, all the pots are connected in a line, which go to this. This is your control module where you control the timer and how many settings you want to set. Each one of those ticks is a 15-minute interval, and it also comes with the basic system comes with a 25-gallon reservoir. I've upgraded to the 60 because I have more pots this time, so we have the 60-gallon reservoir. And so what happens is every time the timer hits one of your interval settings, water will be pumped from the res into the control module, which in turn allows all these buckets to fill all at once, essentially watering your plants from the bottom up to the top. After that 15-minute interval, the pumps will reverse and the water from here will pump back into the reservoir, in turn emptying out these pots. As it empties out, it pulls oxygen down into that root base, allowing the roots to get the oxygen that they need as well. So it's pretty much an automatic system. The only thing you have to do is make sure there's water in the reservoir. Water, nutrients. Last time I used General Hydroponic Maxi Bloom, which is a powder, and mixed it up, and it worked great. So I'm going to be using that again for this grow. But basically, it's once a week, fill your reservoir, and that's pretty much it. The system will do the rest. Really super easy and very effective. So let's see what we got this time. We have, my first plan was to put 9 AirCube buckets. Then I had gotten the 6 set up here, and then I realized if I set 9 in here, there's no way I'm going to be able to reach, I'll probably barely be able to reach there, and I definitely won't be able to reach that row back there. So I decided I'll just go with 7. So we have 3 in the back, 2 on either side, and we have the hoses all connected, all in line, and back and around and back into the control module. That allows me the center area to do any work or inspection that I need to do back in the back rows. Now that's all fine and dandy, but I didn't want to leave the middle empty. I did that last time with the 4 pots, and it worked. It gave me room to get in there to a certain point, but it was also a lot of wasted energy. We got the lighting that area, so I figured why not put a couple of just regular 5-gallon fabric pots in here. We'll fill them with the same grow media. We'll water and feed them with the same nutrients, and that way we can also kind of compare and see how much difference does this system make, because we did really well last time. So with the regular pots, we'll just be feeding it once a day till runoff, like I do with all my other normal plants. And then with the AirCubes, they'll get numerous feedings and waterings every day, depending on what stage of growth they're in. They can get fed up to 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day, depending on what your media is as well. Now for media, we're going to be using a mixture of ProMix HP, which is a peat moss based grow media. We'll be adding some cocoa to that, some can of cocoa, and also some Harvest Hero enhanced perlite mix. which has the benefits of added silica. So that'll add some silica to the plants, and that should help them out, get some nice, really strong plants with that added silica. So that's what we're going to do. Now, one other thing that if you watched my last video where we inspected the roots of the last grow, we had that really dense layer of roots underneath the pot. And they were so dense, every one of those bumps down there was completely embedded with roots. And it got so thick and dense that the water couldn't even get around that. Now, that didn't seem to affect the grow at all. It seemed to work really well. But I wanted to try something different here. I want to try a few different things, kind of experiment a little bit. You know what I'm like. So what I decided to do, going off of the auto pot system, when you buy an auto pot system, which is another self-watering, bottom-feeding, hydroponic type grow, that system, the pots come with a copper disc that you put in the bottom. Now, roots do not like copper. They're not going to grow through that. They're going to touch it, and I believe it kills the tips of the roots, which is fine. That's exactly what air pruning does too. And what happens when the tips burn, it kills the end of the root, but the root will expand back in on itself and grow a lot of lateral roots, which actually fills out the pot better. So I ended up just getting some, just a small sheet of copper. Copper's expensive, isn't it? Just enough to do a couple of these. So we'll have a couple of the pots will have these copper sheets in them. Okay, so we got a couple that we're going to do that with. And then a couple of the pots, we're going to just put a small sheet of copper just over the center, just like that. And see how that works in the end. I don't think there's going to be much of a difference doing just this. But we also did have some roots growing down into the hose, and that may be enough to prevent that from happening. Again, that didn't seem to hurt the grow at all. But I'm just curious to see. So we'll have 2 pots of each of those. And then another thing I wanted to try in one pot is I have this, just a 3-gallon pot. Let's see, which fits in there pretty good. We're going to fill that up with the same grow media. And we're going to grow with just that in the AirCube system. See how that works out. And the other 2, there'll be 2 left. And we're going to grow them just the normal way with just the square pots that fit snugly in there, which come with the system. So a few different things we're going to try out with the AirCubes. And again, we're going to have the 2 separate plants here. Now these here, I can just pick these up, move them out, do my work in there, stick them back in, and away we go. So a little bit different this time, but really curious to see how everything will turn out. We're not going to veg as long because we're going to have a lot more plants in here. So we only need to veg probably 3 weeks maybe. And then we'll be flipping everything. Now, the clones aren't ready right yet. They're just about there. But what I'm going to do this week is I will fill up all the pots with the grow media that we need. And when we come back next week, we'll be planting the clones in and getting this grow started. Now, before that happens, I want to run this system again just to test it. I ran it last night just to check for leaks. Didn't see anything last night, but I want to give it another go before we actually get everything all in and situated. So I'll remove these for now, and we'll go ahead and we'll manually run a cycle. Okay, so we're going to flip the switch up. You see that light fill cycle? All right, so water is now being pumped from the reservoir down into the control module. Now this is where all the magic happens, the timers, the switches, the buoys. There's a couple of buoys here that you can adjust to how high you want your water level. So as this fills up, it also fills up the pots. So they're all filling up. So this one, this old house, the floors are all uneven. Every floor in this house is uneven. So it's a little bit lower here than here, but it's maybe half an inch lower. So I don't think that's going to hurt anything though. The one benefit of that is it's probably another half an inch lower right there, which is good because as it drains, this being the lowest point, it'll ensure that all the water drains out of the pot because we don't want anything sitting in the bottom of that pot after the cycle. One thing I did do different than the last grow I had the control module in this tent. I decided I wanted to put it outside so we could utilize this space for grow, but I didn't want to put the hoses through the tent vent because that vent comes up about 4 inches off the floor, whereas the bottom of the pot is only like 2.5 inches. So if that hose goes up where it's passively drained, that could trap some water into the pot, which we don't want. So what I did was I put a couple holes through the tent there. Now, it's not really something I like to do, but it's not going to hurt anything. What I did was took some duct tape and put that on either side before I cut the holes. Now, that's going to ensure that the holes don't spread, they don't rip open further. And then once I'm done with the system, I can just pull those hoses out and stick another piece of duct tape right on top, and you won't even notice it. As you can see, it's below the drip tray there. Once that gets hooked back up, you won't even be able to see that down there anyway. But that's what we decided to do. So we got everything filling up here. As that's filling up, let's talk about this giveaway. Now, GrowAce.com, they're awesome enough to allow me to do this giveaway for you guys. And it's super easy to enter. All you have to do, I'm going to put these rules down in the description. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel. Hopefully you all are anyway. Subscribe to GrowAce.com. Like this video. Comment on this video, and then click on the link that will take you to a landing page where I believe you have to enter your email address and your name to be entered to win. The video after 4/20, April 20th, I will be using a random name generator from those participants, and we'll draw a name. Whoever wins will win a 6-pot AirCube ebb and flow grow system. Awesome unit. Now, a couple of things here. If you do not live in the US, when you click on the contest link, you won't get to it unless you use a VPN. I use Surfshark, I think it is, and you can go on there and connect using a US IP address. If you have that set up and you click the link, it'll take you right to the right page. So you have to do that. Also, if you're outside of the US, if you win the prize, instead of receiving the product in the mail, you will get a coupon for a free AirCube system. Now, the coupon will get you the system for free, but you will have to pay the shipping and duties on that. So that's just the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles. And that would still be an awesome deal, even having to pay shipping on that. Okay, so these are not quite full yet. I'm noticing that it's taking longer to fill up this many pots. Common sense. The pump can only pump so fast, but I'm not seeing any leaks. Everything seems to be good. No leaks in around here. We're going to pretend it's completely full. The pump just turned back on to fill in more water. But we're going to say it's full, and we're going to manually turn this off. The drain cycle will come on. Now what's happening is the pump in here is now pumping all that water back out from the pots, back into the reservoir. And it will recycle that water and nutrients. So now everything's draining out. So that's how the system works. Works really well. And good luck to everybody. I wish everybody could get one, but there's only going to be one lucky winner on this. Speaking of winners and giveaways, I was going to announce a Mars Hydro giveaway also this week, but that's been postponed till next week. So next week's video, be sure to come back so that you can enter that giveaway as well. That's going to be a good one too. A big shout out to Mars Hydro. They've been the main sponsor of this show for years now. Really love their products, and yeah, if you can win a free Mars Hydro light or something, you can't go wrong with that. But you'll have to come back next week to find out how to enter that giveaway. It's a different giveaway altogether. Also, be sure to check out MarsHydro.com. In the next couple of weeks, they have a 4/20 sale going on right now where you can get up to 30% off of their products. So feel free to check that out. I will leave a link in the description, and you can use my code BWard and save yourself even more at checkout. All right, guys, so the system's emptying out. Test went well. Next week, I'll have all the soil in. The clones will be ready. We'll transplant the clones and get this grow going. We'll also check out the Blue Radical Ad Light Comparison Grow next week. And the Ethos Pineapple Runts, I think they've only got 2 weeks to go. We'll check on them next week as well. They'll be just about finished. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to enter that giveaway. You don't want to miss this one. And be careful of scammers. You will not be notified in the comment section that you won until after the draw. So be careful. There's a lot of scammers. They'll use the same picture, close to the same name. It can be confusing, but just keep your eye out for that. Don't ever send anybody money for a giveaway. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy growing.